Hey y'all, it's Joanna, and I love to DIY on a budget and make beautiful home decor. And if you like to sew, then catch me on Saturdays. Now, let's get crafty. Okay, y'all, we're gonna make the cutest little shabby chicy gingerbread train. Okay, so I want to do this to show you that you can do it and get the supplies right now before they're sold out. Of course, Dollar Tree always has crates. Now, I'm going to use the big one right here for the engine. And then I'm going to get different ones for the cars. And then I have this, what is that thing? Birdhouse. And they always have these at the Dollar Tree. And I took the stick out, but I'm going to put it back in because it left a hole and I didn't want a hole in it. So I'm going to peel the glue off and then I'm going to get a hammer and peg it right back in without going through the whole thing. So anyway, I'm going to take that crate that has slats in it. I am going to exchange that for a flat bottom crate. And I'm going to get two of them because I decided I wanted two cars on my train, not just one. So I'm going to have the engine, car, and then caboose. So anyway, and I'm using these two paint. This is Ballet Slipper because I want it pink. And I'm not even going to use those straws down there, y'all. I'm just going to be honest with you. I didn't like the look on it, and I ripped them off after I glued them down. You're not even going to see that because, you know, it doesn't even matter because I didn't use them. So I'm not using the straws. Maybe I'll do another train. Well, actually, I did a train, and I'll link it in the description box, okay? And maybe in the cards or whatever. And that's actually a toilet paper roll, and it's about 2 inches. I cut it about 2 inches, okay? And then I've got all these candies. This is what I was telling you. You need these candies while they still have them. I tried to get some at the end of last year, and they were sold out. So, yeah. And then I'm going to use puffy paint, of course, and then maybe one or two of these little glittery trees from Dollar Tree. No. Yeah. Yeah, Dollar Tree. So, the first thing I'm going to do is paint everything pink. That right there, I painted white first because it was brown, and I didn't want it to be a different color pink. So I'm painting them pink now, and I didn't paint that, and I didn't paint the bottom of my birdhouse because I want them to stick really good. And if you paint them, sometimes the glue will pop off. It'll pull apart. So I'm going to put that right there like that right there. And I'm going to use Gorilla Wood Glue, okay? And I am not putting hot glue on this. I'm just using wood glue, and I'm going to set it over there and let it set up. Now, y'all, you do not have to use Gorilla Glue wood glue. You can use, matter of fact, the Super Glue wood glue from the Dollar Tree is excellent glue. I'm just trying to use what I have and get rid of some glues, okay? Because I did a glue test and I had to buy all these glues. So, yeah, so there it is. And my birdhouse, of course, is not straight. But, you know, it's okay. It's Dollar Tree. So I'm going to paint the inside, too, like that right there. And then I painted my toilet paper holder. And I did give it 3 or 4 coats because you kept seeing that. You know how you got the toilet paper holder and it's rolled and you got that line? Well, you could see the line. So I had to coat it quite a bit. And to give it something else to stick to because I was afraid it wouldn't just... I didn't want to just glue around that, you know, that skinny cardboard on that toilet paper roll. So I got a piece of a dowel rod that I had in my stash. And I'm just going to use hot glue. It'll be just fine. And I'm going to glue that just like that right there. Make sure you get it down even or it'll look funny. So now I'm going to take wood glue. And I'm going to put wood glue, if it'll come out. That thing dries fast and I can't get it out. All over the wood piece except for in the middle. And then I'm going to take wood glue and I'm going to dab it on the outside or on the top of that cardboard toilet paper tube. Now, you'll have smushy glue out, but you clean it up with a Q-tip, okay? You'll see me cleaning it up with a Q-tip. Now, I'm just going to center it as best I can. I'm not measuring nothing. And just push that down. You have to be careful when you push. You'll collapse your toilet paper tube, and you don't want to do that. Then you'll have a smushed toilet paper tube and you'll have to do it all over again. And that would really just be not good. So I've got these gingerbreads from the Hobby Lobby. Now most of this stuff is coming from Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. Okay. I don't like these colors per se. And the gingerbreads was really, really dark to be using with a pink tree. So Pink train. So there's stickers too. And I didn't want to have to peel that sticker part off. Because I didn't know if it would come off. And heating them up and all that is just, I want to give them a little thickness. I broke this one. You don't want to just try to pry them off. You need a heat gun or a hair dryer. And they'll pop off if you want to change these. I'm going to glue that back. And then I just used my heat tool and popped them right off. I don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. I just don't think. Okay. So now I'm just going to leave them on there. And that's going to hold it. And I'm going to give them a couple coats of this nutmeg. Now, I made this nutmeg. It's acrylic paint. And I made this last year. And all I did was put plaster of Paris. Or you could use calcium carbonate. But I put plaster of Paris in there and mixed it up real good. And used it as a chalk paint. So I'm just going to give this. Where the bow ties came off, it left marks sometimes. So I gave it a lot of coats. I was trying to get rid of those marks where the bow ties was, because I don't want all these boys. I'm going to put bow ties on top, or bows on top and bow ties on the neck, and boys and girls. We're going to have both. So there they are. And it was so much easier to paint them while it was on that plastic. So I'm going to take one and I'm going to stick it to the other. Make sure you match them up good, because one of them I didn't. And you could tell that my little sandwich was off. Or whatever. I was thinking you have to sandwich these together. It's like on gingerbread sandwiches. Oh, goodness gracious. Don't eat those things. You're not a beaver. So I'm just putting these together. Okay. Enough with me. And then I don't remember what I do. I did this yesterday, and I can't even remember what I did yesterday. I was supposed to have this video up yesterday, but this thing took me, I had so much detail and time in, letting glue dry and all this and that. It took me a day to do this. It did. And then I thought, well, I just videoed it, and I was talking. I had my mic in. And I said, well, I'm not going to do a voiceover. Well, this video was an hour and 20 minutes long. So guess what? Your girl had to take all the voice out, and now I'm doing a voiceover because I didn't realize it was that long. I knew it took me a long time, but I thought I was shutting my camera off quite a bit, and it'd be okay. But anyway, we're going to cover that hole because, yeah. So I got one of these pieces of candy from Hobby Lobby. That's where all my candies come from, most of them. And when you flip it upside down or one way, it fits right in my toilet paper hole. These are different sizes, so it depends. I mean, everybody's toilet paper holes is different. And I was going to put that there, but there's a big hole in it. And I was like, no, I got to do something else with that hole. So I'm going to take this garland. Got it at Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to tell you, everything that I say I got at Hobby Lobby was 50% off, guys. Okay? It's 50% off. I didn't pay full price for nothing. Well, I mean, the stuff from the Dollar Tree I did. But Hobby Lobby didn't pay full price for nothing. So I'm trying to unwind this, and then I'm going to make a wreath. And it looked kind of sparse, so this is thinner. I actually love this one. I get it every year. I see it. And I probably got some somewhere and just can't find it. But it is thinner, and it makes the best wreaths. Even though I did cut this down a little bit, because after I wound it like that, I talk fast, don't I? I had too much coffee today. I'm winding it in itself and praying I have enough to make it to the other side. But that makes it a little bit fuller. And look, it's so stinking cute, ain't it? I love it. Now, what am I going to do with it? I don't know. I'm twiddling my fingers. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm going to take plaster, and I'm going to give it a little bit of snow. I don't want no dark colors, or I want everything on this thing muted. Does that make sense? Is that the right word? I don't know. But I want everything like dulled down or muted, or I don't know. I'm calling it muted, okay? So I'm putting white on here, and there's going to be snow on my wreath, okay? And that's what I'm doing. So I'm just flicking paint everywhere. I'm surprised I don't have paint spots on those pink cars. Train cars. That's train cars. But you see how it has a flat bottom now? I didn't even mention that. There's two different boxes. You have to watch which box you're getting. But once I get that, I'm going to set it over there and let it dry. And once it dries, I've got these little candy pieces, and I got these from Amazon. Let me write this down. Let me write this. I got to make notes because I can't remember anything. Hold on one second. I got to get a piece of paper. Okay, so these little candy things will be linked in my Amazon store in the general crafting part. And I am just going to take these, and they're little, oh, they're so cute. There's little bitty gingerbread houses and little bitty round peppermints. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing, it was going to be just peppermint train, but I had to add other candies because I didn't have enough peppermints. I ran out. So I'm going to take my tweezers, and I'm going to put some of these little, what are they? What did I just say they were? Peppermints. I glued that to my finger. Peppermints on there, and some of the little sprigs, and I was going to use candy canes that I had in my stash from Hobby Lobby, but they were way too big. So I went with the candies, but there's just little sprinkles, and they're so stinking cute. And then I had these sprinkles from Hobby Lobby in the jewelry section. I forgot about them. I don't know if they still have them anymore. I bought them a couple of years ago. And there's my little wreath, and it's so stinking cute. So I'm going to trim the back up. I trimmed around the edge a little bit because it was a little bit weird. So I trimmed the back so it would lay flatter. And then I've got this little bitty skinny ribbon from Hobby Lobby. And I tied a teeny tiny bow, just a teeny tiny shoestring bow, and put it on the top. And then this is glitter paint. I found it on clearance at Hobby Lobby a few years ago, but there is a glitter paint. This you don't want to use anyway because it's a fabric paint, and it was sticky, and it takes forever to dry. So you'll see me use another kind of paint, and I'll show you what it is to paint my train. So you want to find something like that because this was like sticky. But anyways, it looks nice when it's done. So I've got to put that in another jar. That's driving me nuts trying to get it down in there, and it's all over the thing. So anyway, there's my little wreath. Oh my goodness, it's so stinking cute. I should have did this before I put my stack on the train because it would have been a whole lot easier. So I just have to drop it and then kind of twist it and level it up there right like that. But I mean, it wasn't impossible, but it would have been easier without my smokestack on there. That's clogged with a piece of candy. And there's that glitter stuff. I put it in a little jar. But we got to take care of that little hole because it looks like it's got a nose and a mouth wide open, don't it? That's just my imagination. So I'm going to put a peppermint right there. So all I'm going to do is put glue on this, and I'm going to tell you, I had to do something else, and you'll want to pay attention later in the video of how to get these to stick better. Because my tires started popping off, and I'll explain that later. You just hang on with me. So I centered that up, and it's right there in the front right there, and it's so cute. Isn't it cute? So I want to use just peppermints on the wheels, and I don't want to use the green. I have a whole bunch of green and red mints, and I put them back in the stash because I didn't want green in here. So I'm trying to see how many, and I did not have enough for the whole trains, so I have to use two sets of peppermints and one set of the spirals. You know what? Actually, yeah, I thought I did that. I used both sets of spirals because I was short a peppermint or something like that. So, yeah. So I'm just going to take these peppermints and put them on here. Before you put them on, I'm using, this is like, it's Beacon 3-in-1, but it's like fabric tack. This was a bad idea. I'm going to tell you what happened, okay? So that didn't work. That didn't work. But anyway, these peppermints have a coating on them. So I'm setting my peppermints on there, and then I'm going to measure on the peppermint where I'm going to put my glue, okay? And I'm going to do that to all my cars. But that stuff has, it's glitter, and it's glued on. And what they did, when I put them on like this, even using hot glue and everything, when I put them on the train, it looked good. It did. But all my tires started popping off. And the reason it was popping off was because the glue was sticking to the train, and all that glitter was coming off from the peppermint itself. So I'll show you in a little bit how to remedy that, but don't put your tires on yet. I'm showing you how you are going to put your tires on. But I'm just marking where, my tires should go. So I'm going to do the same thing and put my tires on. But as you see, they popped off. So I took, I'm going to take that spatula right there. You take whatever you got. Make sure you have the right side now. Wherever I drew my line, the top of that, where it's going to touch that wood, I just scraped all that stuff off. I had a mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take felt. Y'all know there's something magic about felt. I don't know why. I used to do hair bows, like I've said in other videos. So when you put a layer of felt between something, it glues down so much better and it'll hold. So I'm going to take a piece of felt, and this came from the Dollar Tree. You can get felt pretty much anywhere. Yeah, I know you can get it at Hobby Lobby. You can buy it at Walmart, okay? So I'm going to do this now on all of my little wheels, and I'm going to just glue them on, okay? Because I had to end up taking them off the train and doing the same thing because they just popped off. And once I got them glued on, then I went on the underside of that tire and I placed a hefty bead of glue on the wood and on the tire, okay, on the candy piece. So now that I got them all glued on with felt, I'm going to take this lace I got at Walmart. You can pick that up at Hobby Lobby too. And I'm going to take little pieces and I'm going to trim out my train. Okay, this has flowers on it and I don't want the flowers. I will save them for something else because there's nothing wrong with them. I'll use them for something. So I'm just going to go around here and I'm going to take little pieces and I'm going to start gluing them right on my train. Okay, and I'm going to deck out my train. Now, when you put this glue down, you want to push pretty good down in the glue because it'll pop off. You want to make sure you're pushing it down into the glue. And then if there's any overhang, whatever, hangover, overhang, I'm just going to trim it off. So I'm going to do the bottoms, and I thought that was it on the roof, but I don't. And then I'm going to start putting it all over the train. Now, you just put it wherever you want it. I did put it around my little smokestack, and that's where I had to clean off glue. I glued them straws on there, and I just didn't care for it. I even painted it white, painted the straws, dusted white over them, and it wasn't me. I wasn't into it. So I had to take all them stinking straws off, and so there was glue left. This is the glitter glue. This is clear glue with glitter. And I'm sure you can pick that up at Hobby Lobby somewhere. I'm not sure. If not, you can take and put a layer of Mod Podge on it if you want glitter on it. And then sprinkle glitter on it. And I'm using a fan brush because you don't need a lot of this paint. Okay? And a fan brush distributes it really, really nice. So you don't have to have a fan brush. That's just what I was using. So I was going to be dumb and try to take this little thing and paint on these. And you can, but I did better with a paint brush. Okay, so let me skip this. Okay, y'all, so all I did was get a little skinny paintbrush. You can do whatever. My white paint pens stink, okay? They never work. And I'm just going to put squiggle lines all around my little gingerbreads here. And then I'll put a little squiggle across his hand, and yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's there, and then I just took a paint pen, paint marker, and painted their face on. You can use a Sharpie, I'm sure. I can't find my Sharpie. So I used a little skinny paint pen. And I'm going to put the red bows. I repainted these red and pink. So I'm going to put the red bows on the boys, on the bow ties, and the pink ones on the girl's head. Okay? So it'll be 2 boys and 2 girls. You can left them singles and put as many gingerbreads as you wanted to. Matter of fact, I had to go dig in my stash to get another gingerbread for something else later. But anyway, I'm using my Titebond to put these on. And that's going to hold them there perfect. So I'm going to set that to the side and let it dry. And then I'm going to get my puff paint. Okay. I'm going to take and just start putting kind of like frosting, okay? I'm just putting frosting on my train here. And all I'm doing is just swirling it or pushing it up and down. Either way will work. And I'm just putting thin lines of puff paint. And that, I don't know why I didn't do this before I put everything on, but then I wouldn't have, I don't know. But anyway, here I am putting my puff paint on. I thought I'm never going to get back here, but you know what? I did it. Yay me. So anyway, I do end up taking more of that lace and I put like shingles on my roof. Okay. So see right there, I glued more of that on just to make little shingles because I didn't want to use puff paint on all that. And I thought the lace was really pretty. And then I muted my, my candy by going over it with dry brushing pink paint on it. The pink paint that I used to paint it. Okay. So then you saw the puff paint on the train cars. And I'm going to take a piece of floral foam. When I find my knife, I'm going to cut it in half. And then I have to cut it in half again to get it to fit down in these cars without sticking up. So cut it in half and then cut it in half again. And I'm telling y'all, I got puff paint all over me. So if you want to do this project, put your floral foam in before you put your puff paint on. Okay? Yeah, it just makes sense. And I cut this crooked as dog's hind leg, but it don't matter. So I'm going to glue this down in there. Okay? I'm just going to glue it. And I don't want this to go anywhere. Okay? So I'm just going to glue that right down in there and make sure it's centered as best I can. And I'm going to do the same to the other one. Man, this took a lot of glue sticks too. I tell you what. Yeah, sure did. So once I get my floral foam in there, I thought, what am I going to cover that up with? You know, you can't use moss for Christmas. So I ended up going to get a raggedy old pillow I had and getting some stuffing out of it. And I'm pulling it apart and fluffing it back up. And I'm just going to put a little bit of stuffing on there. Y'all, I was all up in that puff paint at this point. I was dragging it off. I had to repuff paint my project. But anyway, that's how I roll. I don't think before I do stuff. I just do it. I get a vision in my head, y'all, and I just do it. I don't plan nothing out. I go with the flow and it happens. And you do not want to craft that way. You don't want to do nothing that way. You have to have a plan. But you saw me taking that rubber thing. You can use a pencil eraser and poking fluff down in my corners. And I'm just going to take these suckers from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to push them down in the floral foam. Just a couple. Y'all, I got a lot of candy, okay? And this is when I realized that I couldn't do just peppermint. Now, if you want to do candy wheels and all that stuff, if you buy enough packs of those, you can most certainly do candy wheels. That's up to you. You can make this however you want to, okay? I'm just showing you what I did for inspiration. But you take my ideas and you run with it and make your own, okay? That's what crafting and having fun is all about. You do your own, okay? So, yeah, there's my little cars loaded with candy. I'm telling you, I just went to Hobby Lobby and I bought garlands and candy ornaments and all kinds of stuff. You can find it all in the little ornament rack side. Blah. And I have an abundance of snowflakes. So I'm going to take some of these wooden snowflakes and I got those at Hobby Lobby too. I did. Y'all, I'm telling you what, if I can get it cheaper at Hobby Lobby than the Dollar Tree, then I'm going to get it because you get more bang for your buck. I am not just a Dollar Tree shopper. I go anywhere I can get a deal. Okay? So these had glitter on it and it wasn't going to stick with glue. So I ended up taking my little finger sander or sandpaper and I'm going to sand all of the glitter off of one edge. You see my sander down there? And then I'll take that Titebond and I'll glue all around it, but I do save the middle for my hot glue and glue them on each side of my train, the cars, and everything. I don't know what I was doing. I I think my husband hollered at me or came in or something. I don't even remember. I don't know. Maybe I thought I hit record and it didn't record, and then I don't know. The camera was messing up. I had a glitch. Right now, I don't even know if I knew I was recording at that point in time. Maybe I did. But there's my train. I put one of those white trees, and I just cut the whole wire bottom off there, see, and glued all my bristles and stuck it down and held it till it stuck. And then I did another gingerbread from my stash and put in there. You know, there's glue strings everywhere. And then there are my cars, and I put a popsicle stick, and I took my miter shears, you can use scissors, and cut it in half and put it on the bottom so that I knew that that was the middle to connect my cars, because there's no peppermint on that one. But I put a peppermint on the caboose of that one. And had I known that I was going to put the other candies in, I would have never put pink paint over anything and muted it, because I personally think it looked better bright. So anyways, there it is. And this is the final reveal. Y'all, is that not cute or what? I love it. I will put a link in the description box and the end cards of the one I did last year, and it is gorgeous as well. But this is just too cute. It's just too cute. I had someone request that I do one with stuff that they can get now, you know, because I used my X tool and cut out stuff, and I had wood pieces, which you can get wood pieces at Hobby Lobby. But anyways, I just used stuff in this video that you can get right now. And I know that because I just went and got this stuff. So yeah, so I know you can get it. So anyways, I would have not have muted my candy if I had known that I wasn't going to mute the candy in there. Yeah, that stuff. I would have just left my peppermints like they were, because they actually look better to me. But anyway, there it is. And I appreciate you watching. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please, please consider subscribing. It would help me out so much. Like, comment, share. It helps my channel to grow and helps me bring you more content. Until next time, I sure appreciate you guys. I really do. Until next time, you are a blessing. Goodbye.